Welcome back. Once again, we're going through our 365-day devotional, Live Dead Joy by Dick Brogden. I'm Pastor Ron Jr. of Prayer House Assembly of God. I'm going through the devotional on my Kindle. You can get this book, Live Dead Joy, through the Kindle. You can get it electronically on Amazon, or you can buy it as a paperback. It's available either way. I encourage you to pick one up. Today is February 12th. Our scripture readings, Numbers 7 through 9, Psalm 43, Mark 15, and Romans 15. The devotion title is Patience and Comfort. In Romans 15:1, Paul exhorted believers to bear with the scruples of the weak, not to please themselves. In verse 2, he instructed believers to please their neighbors for their good. Love is doing what is best for our neighbors, regardless of the cost to us or them. The point is edification, not pleasure of the process. Our model is Christ, who did not please himself, but bore reproach for others. A Roman who watched Jesus die became convinced of his divinity. It is important that we die well. To live dead is to live a life that dies progressively. For the Christian, death is a daily process, not a one-time event. Paul knew what this meant, testifying, "I die daily," the patience and comfort of the Scriptures. When we die daily by laying down our lives for others, this leads to hope. This is what the Scripture teaches us. The lives of our forerunners in the faith demonstrated the deepest satisfaction is linked to the costliest sacrifice. The lives that were poured out for others were most rewarded with the presence of Jesus. The history of faith gives us hope, for a precedent is established that guarantees blessing to the lowly. The patience and comfort of God. This scriptural promise is based in the character of God. Time works for God. He is not subject to the laws and restraints of time. The author of time commands and demands its servitude. Time is, therefore, on the side of the righteous. We can die daily because we know that time, which is God's servant, will ultimately bring life and comfort, the patience and comfort of the body. Because God is patient with us and assures us in His Word that comfort results from patience, we can be patient with one another. We can lay down our wills for one another because the character of God has demonstrated through history, and we are connected to that living history. I can die daily for my brothers because Jesus died eternally for me. I can be patient with my sister and she with me because God has been patient with us. We can hope to see endless life on the other side of daily death because God purposed resurrection after crucifixion. If God could patiently endure the agonizing death of His Son for the joyous comforts on the other side, then surely I can put up with some relatively minor irritants for the good of the body and for the sake of my brother. So the challenge in today's devotion is pretty straightforward. Dick has here highlighted 3 sections. The first one is, a Roman who watched Jesus die became convinced of Jesus' divinity. Now, it could easily be said that those individuals in our life that are watching us die, that are watching us live for Christ, die to self, those who are watching us live out a selfless existence, an existence that is in love, and as we read, love is doing the good, the best for others, despite our own comfort or even theirs. It's demonstration of love. when they see that happen in us and through us, the convincing comes that Jesus is who he says he is. Because if he was just a dead man still in the grave, never has resurrected, then how would his words and his Spirit be affecting us today? They would be dead words. But these words are not dead. They're full of power and life, and we live them out for the power of salvation in others. The next section that he highlights is the patience and comfort of the Scriptures. We can take note and we can take assurance in watching and reading those examples of those who have gone before us and how God has used them for his glory and his purpose. Their life was not meaningless. Their life was full of meaning because of the gift of God in their life. So the biggest thing that I hear the world say is that I want to be remembered. I want to go out having done something spectacular. That they want to be remembered. What better way of being remembered than to be recorded in the annals of history as saying that you are a person who lived with integrity, who lived with hope, who lived with a joy, and who lived with genuine love. And that the effect of your life on other people has caused the gift of God to come into them and save them. What better a memorial for your life than for someone to be able to say, this person loved God. I knew this because they loved me. The next highlighted section, the patience and comfort of the body. A line here I like, I can die daily for my brothers because Jesus died eternally for me. Jesus died for us. That gives us then the ability to die for others and to put aside our own desires, our own interests, our own motivations, because we realize that our life is not ours, that we have a purpose and a plan that's bigger than us. So yeah, we can have our agendas, we can make our plans, but really we have to realize that the plan of God is bigger than our own. We can, as it says in Scripture, we make our plans, but the Lord guides our footsteps. And he will bring you to the point of realizing that other people need Jesus just as much as you need Jesus. And that this love and this motivation, this compassion, and this understanding that it's the will of God to seek and save the lost, this will motivate us to being Christ for others, to being that example, to living out that love, living out that hope, living out that salvation for all to see. And this, in turn, will cause other people to see that the love of Jesus is real. This isn't just some fanciful writing in a book somewhere. That this is an experience to be had. It's a love that is enduring the test of time. It is eternal. It is forever. And that this love is also available to them. This is what your life should preach. This is what your life should demonstrate. That Jesus Christ, specifically Jesus Christ, is the only way to the Father. That he is the only door that someone can walk through to become a child of God. That when you believe in him and trust in his name, that God the Father will give you the right to become a child of God. This is done through demonstration. This is done through showing the love of God to others. So I just want to leave you with that. I want to encourage you with that today, that the love of God is there for you to demonstrate for others. And the only reason you can demonstrate it to others is because Christ demonstrated it to you first. He loved us first. So I just want to encourage you to rest in that today, to be thinking and praying about opportunities of how you can demonstrate the love of God, how you can have patience and comfort knowing the examples of Scripture, the words of Scripture, that they are alive and well, that we can rest in this, knowing that God has our back, that God has our best intention in mind, and that God's will is far superior to our own will, and that we are best when we submit to him. So I just want to leave you with that today, and hope that this is encouraging to you, and I hope to see you back tomorrow. God bless.